Hi, here we have the sum of first two natural numbers each having 15 factors including 1 and the number itself is what? So we need to figure out the two smallest possible natural numbers that have 15 factors, right? So let's first understand how do we calculate factors. So if a number, if it is written in prime factorized form, which is a to the power p into b to the power q into c to the power r, the number of factors is calculated as p plus 1 into q plus 1 into r plus 1. This is how we calculate the number of factors, correct? Fine. So this should come out to be 15, right? Now we don't know as of now whether the number has only one prime factor, two or three prime factors, but whatever it is, the product of p plus 1, q plus 1, r plus 1 or even s plus 1 and so on should come out to be 15. So let's figure out first of all how many types of these will be there, whether there will be only one factor, two factor, three prime factors or what. So let's consider the first case where n has only one prime factor. So this is n is of the form a to the power p. Now if n is of the form a to the power p, then the number of factors which is 15 will be equal to just p plus 1. So this effectively gives us that p is equal to 14. That means this number that we have is of the form a to the power 14. Okay, let's just consider the cases and then we'll see which are the two smallest natural numbers. Second case is that n would have two prime factors. So n would be of the form a to the power p into b to the power q. So now the number of factors, which is 15, will be of the form p plus 1 into q plus 1. Now how can you write 15 as a product of two natural numbers? The only possible way is 5 into 3. It cannot be 1. The value of p and q should not be 0, right? There should be some natural numbers. So both these values should be greater than 1. So the only possible way is 3 into 5. So if it is 3 into 5, that means p plus 1 is 3 and q plus 1 is 5. In any which order does not matter over here. So if p plus 1 is 3, p will be equal to 2. So this becomes a to the power 2 into q plus 1 is 5, so q is 4, b to the power 4. So these are the two, this is the second case of writing n as a product of some powers of two prime numbers. Now can you write n? Can the prime factorized form of n has three prime factors? Let's see. A to the power p into b to the power q into c to the power r. Okay. And now the number of factors, which is 15, we should be able to write it as product of p plus 1 into q plus 1 into r plus 1. Now is it possible to write 15 as a product of three factors and all the three factors are greater than 1? Is it possible? No, it's not possible. See, when you wrote it as product of two factors itself, both these numbers came out to be prime numbers. So it's not possible to even further break them. So it's not possible to break them as a product of three numbers. So this is not possible. So there are only two cases possible, case 1 and case 2. Now let's consider both these cases separately. Let's consider case 1. What is the smallest possible number in case 1? In case 1, which is the fact that a is of the form a to the power 14. So in this case, the smallest possible value of n will be when we take smallest possible values of a. So n smallest will be when a is smallest. Now a is a prime number, so the smallest possible value of a will be 2. So the smallest possible value will be of n will be 2 to the power 14, and the next possible smallest value will be 3 to the power 14. A should be prime numbers, so we selected two smallest prime numbers, 2 to the power 14 and 3 to the power 14. Now 2 to the power 14 is definitely greater than 1000. 2 power 10 is 1024, right? So this is definitely greater than 1000 and this is obviously greater than 1000. So in this case, we get both numbers greater than 1000. In fact, this should be greater than 16,000 in fact. But we'll come back to that later. Next, consider the second case now. Now here n is of the form a square into b to the power 4. Now what are the smallest possible values of n over here? The smallest possible value of n is when you take b as the smallest prime number and a as the second smallest prime number. The power of b is higher here, right? So we'll take b as the smallest prime number. So a becomes 3, second smallest prime number, square, into b becomes 2, the smallest prime number, power 4. So 3 square is 9 and 2 power 4 is 16. So 16 into 9 is 144. So the smallest possible value of n comes out to be 144, which is way less than 1000, right? And the second smallest possible value of n in this case, how can we get? Simply interchange the prime numbers here. The two smallest prime numbers are 2 and 3, right? So now consider 2 to the power 2 into 3 to the power 4. So if we consider this, 2 square is 4 and 3 to the power 4 is 81. So this becomes 324, right? Now you could have also, you would be thinking, what if we if we let b remain 2 and a becomes a prime number the prime number after 3, which is 5. So even if you consider this, 5 square is 25 and 2 power 4 is 16, this number comes out to be greater than 324. So that would not be the second highest number in this case. So the second highest number in this case is 324. Okay. So obviously, since we want the two smallest natural numbers, case 1 is not going to give us the two smallest numbers of this form. Case 2 itself is giving us both the two smallest values. So the smallest is 144 and the second smallest is 324, and the final answer will be sum of these two smallest possible values, which is 468. Hence the answer to this question is 468. Thank you.